Yo, what's good, peeps? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Coming in late night edition tonight, man. Late night edition. Really to talk about the Georgia versus Florida game that was earlier today. Which of course, Georgia won, of course, like we, all knew they would. Won by the score 42 to 20. So big, huge rivalry between those two teams. Being that we are Falcons people, uh, I think it's good to say that the Georgia Florida rivalry is our college version of the Falcons Saints rivalry. So every year around this time, Georgia fans and Florida fans talk major junk at each other. A lot of banter that goes back and forth. But really, two schools, football wise, that really don't care for each other at all. So every year around this time, it's always fun when this game is played between the two schools. Georgia does, of course, lead the rivalry. I think about 10 games. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not looking at the numbers, but I think Georgia leads the rivalry or the series, I should say. I think it's 54 wins to Florida's 44 wins, I think. I think that's right. It's something like that. I do know Georgia leads the series like Atlanta leads the New Orleans series. But y'all, I think we only, I think we only lead the New Orleans series by like one game. So we need to make sure we win this next game in New Orleans this year. What's up to my guy Winston Thorne checking in? How's it going with you tonight, bro? What's going on? Facebook user checking in said, "What's up, folk? What's happening, folk?" My dog John Harris checking in says the ref just fucked on the house. I'm not even watching the game, John. I left the house after the Georgia game went off and just actually coming back in the house and just wanted to recap the game. But what's going on with the house? What's the score? I didn't even haven't even checked it out, man. Honestly, y'all, I really hadn't even watched a lot of basketball so far this year. I've been so wrapped up in the football, I really ain't caught a lot of football this year. Facebook user says your boy Will Levis is not it, bro. I'm cool with Derek Ritter. It's easy to say that after a bad game, you know. It's easy to say that after a bad game playing against Tennessee. But hey, if we can get Levis, I'm still good with him. I'm still good with him. My man, mine ain't gonna change after one bad game. Like I said, it's easy to say that after one bad game, but whoever I'm talking to, they didn't say that when he was balling this year. So early in the earlier games, so I'm still good with drafting Levis. You got to also keep in mind that he plays for Kentucky. Outside of Levis, give me name somebody else on Kentucky's team outside of Levis. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no wide on his team like for Tennessee. And Wide is an amazing talent. And Hendon Hooker is also an amazing talent. But I'm still good with Levis, man. One terrible game don't change my thought on that. Especially where he working with. You take Levis off that team and they probably got 2 wins this year. So I'm still good with Levis. Still good with Bryce Young and we can get him. You let's see. Chris, what's up? Chris says, why my name to the show? You gotta give the StreamYard software permission to show your profile and your name, and you can do that wherever the video is showing. Let me scroll. When you see my caption, it's going right under my caption. There's a second paragraph that tells you that I'm going live using StreamYard. Just click on that link, and it gives the software permission to show your information. It only takes like 1 second. So just click on that link right under my caption, and then your information will pop up. But yeah, going back to Georgia, Florida, big win by the Bulldogs today. I think the Bulldogs favored by 22.5 points, and they won by 22. So, but Vegas is a motherfucker. I tell you the truth, boy. It's just something about Vegas and this point spread. But good game, good win by the Dogs today. There are some things that I could complain about the Bulldogs. I think The third quarter was a terrible third quarter for Georgia. If memory serves me correctly, we got like two turnovers that resulted in points for them after jumping on top of them, jumping out in front of them very early in the game, being very dominant, imposing our will early in the game. It looked like we were just gonna run straight through them. It looked like it wasn't gonna be no contest. George judging by the first two quarters of the game. So, like I said, it's a huge rivalry. So Georgia came amped up. They came amped up, ready to win the game and ready to do their thing on national television. Largest cocktail party in the world. So this game is always heavily televised. It always gets great ratings. So it looks like Georgia wanted to take advantage of that and say, hey, we the big dogs, So they came out on fire early. And they went up 28-3. That was the score at the half, 28-3. We all know the significance of that score as Falcons fans. That there goes that. And every time I see that score, I tell you, it traumatized. It just triggers me a little bit anytime I see that 28-3. Especially when it's one of my teams playing Falcons, of course, Bulldogs, any of our teams. So we went up 28-3, came out halftime. Kenny McIntosh fumbled. Stetson Bennett threw like a boneheaded interception. And before we know it, Florida got 17 unanswered points. And now we got a ball game. Now the score is 28-20. Very, very eerily similar to the Super Bowl. I'm sitting here like, oh God, don't do this to me, Georgia. Come on, bro. I can't stand another 23 meltdown. But as we all know, Georgia got it back together. When Florida tied the game 28-20, Georgia's kind of like kicked into gear. Now that's one thing I do like from what I saw from the Bulldogs. When they saw that lead was in jeopardy, they flipped the switch. They say all them great teams can flip a switch. They flipped the switch, went right down the field, and scored a touchdown. And they kept scoring it, and eventually put the game out of reach, and won the game by again 22 points. So they just got to clean up the turnovers. You got to clean up the turnovers. I also need Stetson Bennett to be better at his passing. To me, Stetson had another off game today. He was out today again throwing the ball, man. He missed some wide open guys, and then I will give him a little bit of leeway as well because some guys did drop some easy passes that he threw as well. Namely, our tight end Darnell Washington dropped the easy pass. McConkey dropped the easy pass, and I need Lad McConkey to get back to playing like he played like the first couple of games or the first few games of the season. Man, he's kind of tailed off a little bit, man. He's making a lot of bonehead mistakes because the pass that he dropped, man. Stetson put it exactly where he was supposed to put it, man. And you're supposed to catch that ball and run for about another 15, maybe 20 more yards. So, and then also I think Darnell Washington, close to the end of the game, they officially counted one of his plays as a drop, but it really was a fumble. So we gotta clean it up. Defensively, ultimately, I was pretty satisfied with what we did defensively. Outside of the busted play where they took a during their 17 unanswered points, they took a pass 73 yards, right? 73-yard score. Our safety, he was at a bad angle and he gambled, and the gamble didn't work, and they ended up taking a pass 73 yards for a touchdown. But outside of that, I really was good overall with how our defense played for the very most part. 80% of the game when the defense had to make a play or they needed to make a play, they did make a play. Again, with the exception of that third quarter. It was a bad quarter, terrible quarter for us. Turnovers, got out of sync, lost the momentum. That's a as we all know, football is big. Sports in general, big in momentum. So we let them get some momentum, get some confidence going. But outside of that, I really was surprised. I mean, excuse me, not surprised, but I really was good with what the defense did. We gave up a total of 371 yards. And again, about 73, 75 of those was on one play. They did have 271 passing yards. They had 100 rushing yards. And I think our run defense did great. Even though they did end up with 100 rushing yards, I was really satisfied with what we did as far as the run defense goes. Trevor Etienne, whose brother plays in the NFL, of course, he played for Clemson, but he had 11 carries, 53 yards. Their other back, Montreal Johnson, had 24 yards. Anthony Richardson had 19 yards. And I think we did a real good job of keeping Richardson wrapped up for the most part. We did a great job of making him uncomfortable in the pocket. There were times when he stepped back to pass, and he just you can tell when he never was really able to get into a rhythm in the pocket. And I think we did a phenomenal job of pressuring him defensively and getting ahead on him and just making it a tough day for him. Anthony Richardson passing the ball, he had 18 completions, 37 yards, 271 yards. Excuse me, 18 completions, 37 attempts, 271 total passing yards, and one touchdown. And again, I think we did a good job on him. Our guy Bennett did have 316 yards, but he was only 19 for 38, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The first interception was just a hell of a play by the defender. I can't blame Stetson. I can't be upset at Stetson for the first interception because their corner took away a phenomenal catch that would have been made by our wide receiver, and he just took the ball from him. So anytime that happens, man, I can't be mad at the quarterback. Shit, their defense just made a hell of a play, But he did officially have 2 interceptions. So that was that. As far as us running the ball, Edwards had 12 carries and 106 yards, 8.8 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. Edwards looks phenomenal running the ball. He's been getting a lot of playing time as the season has progressed, and he runs hard. He has a lot of agility, great vision, and I love watching him run. He's just one of them running backs that are actually just super exciting to watch play. Kenny McIntosh, 16 carries, 90 yards, great game for him. He also had 2 touchdowns, 5.6 yards per carry. Our rookie Robinson, who had like a 22 or 25-yard run, called back because of a penalty. But his official stats was 9 carries, 35 yards. And I think Robinson, man, when he started getting the line shares of the carries and maybe another year or two, man, he's gonna be a bad motherfucker. Some people call him Lil Chubb, but he's gonna be a lot to deal with. But good win by the Bulldogs. We got to clean some things up because next week you got the Tennessee Volunteers coming to Athens, and to be frank, Tennessee gonna come in there to play, man. Not saying that we ain't gonna come in there to play, but Tennessee gonna come in there to play. They come in there try to get to the SEC championship. They feel like this is their first legit chance in decades to win another national championship. They already knocked Alabama off. Already beat Bama earlier this year. Well, just a couple weeks ago they beat Bama. and an absolute thriller, an instant classic. So they already knocked one of the giants off the top of the hill. Now you got another giant that you got to go through to reach your final destination, which is of course a national championship, which will be the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens, Georgia. So they're gonna come. They're gonna come to our career pumped up, ready to play, and they're gonna try to put that thing on us on national TV, just like they did Alabama. And they got some phenomenal athletes. Talked about their wide receiver already earlier, and I mean he's just been playing exceptional football all year long. They also have Hendon Hooker, who I'm real big on. Somebody in the comments mentioned to me Levis earlier. I'm just as high on Hooker as I am on Levis. Hooker is a bad boy. Hooker is smart. When I watch Hooker play, he kind of sort of reminds me of a taller version of Bryce Young. Just always has all the poise in the world. You rarely will get him rattled in the pocket. Has great pocket presence, great footwork, very smart with the football, very intelligent when it comes to quarterbacking. Throws a great ball, can make pretty much all the throws, has a nice cannon on him. And he can run pretty much any type of offense, even though they run more of a pro style offense. If you had him running RPOs all day, he could do that too. He's athletic, dual threat, modern day quarterback. So Tennessee, they're gonna come to play. Our defense will have their hands full. They're gonna get challenged. Again, I'm glad this game is happening at home in Athens. So our home crowd can go in there and do their thing. I know sometimes we can have issues with the Falcons home crowd, but Bulldogs crowd, that's a different monster. Them folks gonna go in there, they gonna make a lot of noise, and we're gonna need them to make a lot of noise. So I am very glad that this game is in Athens and not in Tennessee. Because you go in Tennessee, you see all that orange and that momentum gets to playing a part. It can be a tough day for you. So they're gonna come to play. Our defense needs to be prepared to play. They're gonna probably throw a lot of stuff on us that we ain't seen them do on film. So we got to be ready offensively. I think we're gonna have to we're gonna have to execute a little bit better against them than we did today against Florida. Can't make all the costly mistakes that we did earlier today. Need to go in here and execute. I need Stetson Bennett to play like he played the first 3 games of the year. Hold on to the football, limit the turnovers. If we play our game, we win the game. If we come out here playing grab ass and we ain't totally focused, it could be a long day next weekend. It could be a long day. Because these boys gonna come to play because like they feel they got something to prove. They really feel like they got something to prove. And like I say, they got a lot of great athletes, man. Hendon Hooker he might win the Heisman Trophy, man. So that should be a real good matchup. Definitely looking forward to it. Finishing up talking about the Falcons. We got Carolina tomorrow, and this is the game. I don't want to use the word must win, but it's almost a must win. This is just a game Atlanta can't lose. You know what I mean? You win this game, you got sole possession of the NFC South. You go to 500. If you lose this game, you drop down to 3-5. So at halfway point of the season, there's a stark contrast from being 4-4 and 3-5. You 4-4, you kind of in cruise control. Cruise control maybe is not the correct word to use, but you're navigating your path at 4-4 in this division now, in the NFC South, which is a down year for us. you're navigating your path a lot easier than you would at 3-5. You know, trying to climb up out of that hole, especially against this Carolina team who's kind of, I guess I could say, dumpster fire. They just traded McCaffrey to the 49ers, so they're trying to reestablish themselves and rebuild as well. So you Falcons, you just got to go win this game. This is not a game that we can lose. We got to go in. We just got to win this game. This is the first game so far this year that Vegas has us favored to win. I think last I looked, we were favored to win by 4 points. So this is a game we got to win. You know, ain't no ifs, ands, or but about it. On paper, we are a better team than they are. We're playing at home in Atlanta. So the game we got to win. And I know we're coming in the game a little banged up, but so what? In the NFL and football in general, everybody banged up. Week 1, you got people banged up. You got people missing games. So it is what it is. You know, whoever stepping in for guys who may not be able to play in the secondary, because I don't think AJ Terrell is going to play. So whoever's stepping up playing for him, you got to step up and play. You know, so definitely a game Atlanta needs to win. I really would like to see us throw the ball a little bit more, but you know, if we got to run it 45 times to win, well, the most important thing is to get the victory. But you know, I would like us to see. I would like to see us throw it a little bit more, get Drake a little more involved, get Kyle Pitts, of course, a little more involved, get Zacchaeus more involved. Just throw it a little bit more, and it just try to mix it up a little bit against this Carolina team. I think this is the team that when Arthur Smith has his game plan going in, you know, he might could come here and give them some different looks offensively and do things a little bit differently. But again, we gotta win. You know, over and beyond anything, whatever it takes to win, we gotta win it. And if we do win, that definitely would push Desmond Ritter's chance of the playing way down the line. Because I from what I can tell and from what I'm hearing from Arthur Smith, it don't look like he has any plans of playing Ritter any immediate future. So we just need to take care of business tomorrow. No, there's no reason we should lose this game. We can't be the old Falcons who lose a game that we should win. We got to be the new Falcons who win games that we're supposed to win. So again, we're going to be playing again in about another almost 14 hours, 14 and a half hours. So right around the corner, you know, let's come out Falcons, have a good showing. I think we're gonna have a good crowd out there. I think they're gonna bring a lot of good energy and props to the crowd so far this season because we've been showing out, showing out, and the team definitely needs that. So, but I'm not. That's about all I got. You know, didn't plan on staying long. Just want to come here and really touch on the Georgia Florida game because again, that's if you're a Georgia fan like most Falcons fans are, that's our rivalry game. That's our New Orleans game of college. So just want to touch on that and touch a little bit on the Falcons to make it Falcon related. uh, but that's really all I got, man. Carolina versus Falcons, Atlanta Falcons tomorrow, 1:00. So we'll be prepped up for that. We'll have our game thread going. So check us out in the game thread. We will have Sean Glover will have his live stream. So check him out. And also Uncle Steve, I think he's gonna be doing um, a special broadcast actually live from the game. So I'll try to tap in with him sometime between now and early tomorrow and see what his logistics gonna be in his time. But I think he's doing a special show live from the game that he's gonna be broadcasting. So um, I'll try to get the details on that. But over and beyond, let's win tomorrow, Falcons. Good win tonight, Bulldogs. Y'all be easy. I will be on sometime after the game tomorrow as well. Until then,